Hey, welcome back. It's November 20th, and I just want to give a quick update because I know there is still some mass broad market sell-offs that's going on in both the financial markets and in crypto. So there's another day of bloodbath, almost $1 billion worth of liquidations in crypto, which I'll show you in the chart next. But just to relay any fears that this is a very dangerous moment to do anything irrational in terms of selling off any of our assets, investment assets, whether it's stocks and equities or even crypto and Bitcoin. I would suggest to hold off and see off this storm that we're in at the moment. There is a huge hurricane going on across the markets, and just really put your head caps on, just divorce yourself from the noise. I'm not even bothering watching or looking up my portfolios because I know they're all down and have been going down, unfortunately, for quite some time. So just very quickly, the stocks are also giving up early advances. If you're an investor on Nvidia, which I am, despite the earnings above earnings expectations, which have met, there's still some losses. So they've actually reversed the gains in this morning's trading in the US stock exchange from NASDAQ and so on for Nvidia. So it just comes to show that no matter how good any stock equity is performing, is going to drag the rest of the stock markets to its heels, which is what is going on at the moment. And you can see in the case of Bitcoin, it's fell to nearly $88,000, but now it's hovering 86.5 as we speak. And ETH have actually suffered an even greater loss, is well below the $2,900. And of course, any of the digital asset stocks like the Strategy from Michael Saylor, or even Tom Lee's Ethereum digital asset firm, that's all been hit hard. And in case of Strategy, it's down to its 52-week low. So really, it's not a good day. It's another Black Thursday today, and the sentiment is still on the high fear greed factor at the moment. So the index is really high in terms of fear that is going on. There's a lot of jittery in the market. So if I just go back to this last chart, just to confirm that there has been some massive crypto liquidations in the past 24 hours alone. There's almost 220,000 odd traders that have been liquidated. So the total liquidations comes in at almost $1 billion in the past 24 hours. You can see the ones in green are the liquidations, the long liquidation that's been liquidated by those traders who've opted for leverage trading, which is the worst thing you can do. Right, so I'm not a trader. It's something I always advocate against doing, and it's just left to those who are either degenerates or they just do it for a living. That's not the case with us, right? So in summary, let's not get dragged into the fear and the fear-mongering tactic and start selling off our assets. Let's try and weather this storm. And I will be scheduling a video which I'd encourage you to watch this Sunday. It's going to be released this Sunday evening, Central European time. It's about why I think I found the reason why this has been going on for quite some time. And just to give a quick few words, it's about the Fed ending its quantitative tightening. So they're going to end the mass sell-off of their previously purchased US government bonds in its central bank balance sheet, which seems to be one of the major causes for why we are seeing a lack of liquidity, which is fundamentally the issue that we are seeing. Because whenever there is a lack of liquidity in the economy, well, everything else will grind to its heels, including the financial markets, right? That just adds pressure, more sales pressure than what was expected. So I think that's one of the fundamental causes, but not to despair, because I think the quantitative tightening that the Fed have opted for quite some time, ever since the pandemic of 2022, is coming to an end. So I encourage you just to tap into that video, just to get a deep understanding as to what I mean by the end of the Fed's quantitative tightening cycle envisaged in the next couple of weeks. So just in summary, let's divorce ourselves from the noise and the hysteria that we're seeing. Don't do anything irrational that you might regret later. That's my advice. And just try and hold off and weather this storm as best you can. So that's all from me. Until next time.